Testing. This is the last step before we become full members of the flock, just like the adults.
I hope she gets here soon. I don't think I can wait much longer. I've heard stories about the Good Shepherd from my grandma, but just a little bits and pieces.
Me too. I can't wait to hear more. I know the Good Shepherd is wonderful.
I know about the shepherds that are supposed to take care of us now, and they don't seem to be so terrific. The man who owns the flock doesn't seem to care about us very much either.
Sometimes wolves have them come around at night. Maybe that's why he hired those men to take care of us instead of doing it himself. I get scared too. Those men have big staffs and things to protect themselves, but we have no protection at all. The wolves could catch us and eat us.
Sometimes the men forget to feed us or give us water, and I get so hungry. How can I get to be a big, strong ram if they don't take care of us?
My mother told me that I must listen to the you story and believe with my whole heart. She said that if I trust and believe in the Good Shepherd, he will come to a flock one day and will be saved. We all hope that's true.
Our flock has been waiting for the Good Shepherd for such a long time. I don't think he's ever coming.
Look, I see Ram and Ewe coming across the pastures now. Maybe she can give us answers to our questions.
I sure hope so.
Please join us as we sing O Little Town of Bethlehem.
to you. She is very wise and lived a long time. Her words are true. She will tell you more about our customs and beliefs. Listen to her carefully, for each of you must learn the story and retell it to your own families when you are older.
My precious lambs, how good it is to see you and be able to tell you about our flock. The story I'm about to tell you began many years ago when my grandmother was the elder of the flock. It was a cold night like this one. Our flock was gathered together trying to keep warm. There was little food left for us in the field, and the hired shepherd men were more interested in taking care of themselves. Late that night, 2 of the hired men came to the manger and began to drive us out to the cold night. The 2 men spoke, and this is what they said.
Come on now you sheep, outside with you. We need a shelter for people, not worthless sheep.
It's kind of strange that for the manager of the inn to let people stay in the manger. He had never done that since I've worked here.
He told me that this was against his policy, but he felt compelled to do it. Seems that some traveler and his pregnant wife couldn't find room in the inn, and he felt sorry for him. The inn has been booked ever since Caesar ordered everyone to return to the city of birth to be taxed. But the manager never did this before.
At least it's out of the wind and the body heat from the animals will keep them warm. I bet he charged them plenty for this shack.
Probably. He never gives anything for nothing. Let's go back to the inn and tell the owner the traveler's room is ready. Ha ha.
I bet the flock was scared with no shelter and no one to protect them.
A little while later, the flock saw a man leading a small donkey approaching the manger. There was a woman wrapped tightly in her robes riding on the back of the donkey. She was going to have a baby. The man piled up high hay inside the manger and placed a blanket on it for the woman to lie down. He lit a small campfire and they huddled together. The flock crowded near the shelter and got as close to the fire as they could. As they all tried their best to sleep, something strange and wonderful happened.
I bet the hired men returned and made the humans move out of the flock shelter.
Something more surprising than that happened. The woman's baby had been delivered while the flock was sleeping. Suddenly there was a great light and noise of people shouting. The hired shepherds had returned and they were kneeling in front of the manger facing the newborn child. Shining beings the men called angels were singing and praising the child as if he was their king. My grandmother was startled when she all of a suddenly could hear and understand everything that the men were saying. The baby that was born was going to be a great king, a counselor and a good shepherd. The good shepherd would always take care of his human flock. He would know when were his flock and would know him and listen to his voice.
What happened then?
The good shepherd would always lead his flock to the pastures full of green grass and grazing and plenty sparkling water to drink.
I wish I could go there.
The good shepherd would never hire others to tend his flock, and he would always be there to protect them with his rod and staff.
If I was there, I could help him protect the flock when I am fully grown.
My grandmother said that the good shepherd would have many flocks, and that he would bring them all together into one fold. She also said that he would always treat them with kindness and mercy.
Would the flock stay with him forever and never have to leave?
That was his promise.
Oh, I wish I could go and be a part of his flock.
That is the most wonderful part of what happened. My grandmother said that it was as if someone was speaking to her heart. The voice told her that if anyone believed in him, they could be a part of his flock. Then she said the good shepherd would return one day to do all the things he had promised.
Does that mean he can be part of his flock too?
Grandmother felt in her heart that the message she heard was meant for everyone. When the good shepherd returns to gather his human flock and take them to green pastures, they will surely take their sheep and will be saved too. That is why each year I recount the story to the spring lambs so they will too believe.
Please join us as we sing Go Tell It on the Mountain.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, come all you faithful. I'm sorry. Oh, come all you faithful. I didn't change the script.
believes in the Good Shepherd. One day he will return, and when he does, we want to be ready for him. So learn the story well and tell others.
Graham is right. He may come back at any time with no warning. We must all prepare to be members of this great flock. Now, children, I must go. It's getting late, and the long walk across the field is cold. So I will say good night. Coming, Ram?
I'm right behind you. Good night, spring lambs. Sleep well and dream of green pastures and the Good Shepherd.
We do believe in the Good Shepherd.
I know it's true because you said it.
Let's all go to bed so we can start preparing for him as soon as we get up in the morning.